Rain, rain, don't go away, please come again another day. My WRX, she was wet, she just wants to play. Hey, what's going on YouTube? Today is raining quite a bit, and you know what's ironic is that the Corolla is outside and the WRX is inside, or it should be the other way around, right? Because she was built for the rain. But today guys, I want to talk to you about 5 things that I love about my 2018 Subaru WRX. I'm just gonna get right to it. Now, starting off at number 1 guys is the rear view camera. This is my favorite thing about my 2018 Subaru WRX. I've learned how to drive without the usage of this, and coming into this vehicle and having this is so helpful. But of course, you know, I've already honed my skills in terms of being able to parallel park and reverse park and all that jazz, and being able to judge the gap in space. Now you see this is so clear and so defined. And I'm very, very appreciative of this, especially as someone who came from a 2012 Subaru Impreza hatchback that didn't have this, and from a Toyota Celica, and from an Integra, from my very first car. Now I'll show you guys a comparison of my girlfriend's 2018 Toyota Camry behind me, which is a fully loaded Camry, and it is not as pristine as this screen, so I'm very, very appreciative of this. We are now in my girlfriend's 2018 Toyota Camry, and now, like I said before, this car is fully loaded. It has all the sensors and everything, and it is really, really helpful. However, look at this. It's not as pristine and crystal clear as the 2018 Subaru WRX, and yes, it does have other sensors and the other features. However, if you look at it closely, it is not as pristine and as clear as my WRX, and I'll show you guys an outside view. Hopefully, if the rain lets up a little bit, but it's raining quite hard, guys, here in Sacramento at this point in time. My girlfriend's Toyota Camry, the rear view camera is right here. It's in the back. It's a little hidden, and it's a bulge. As you can tell, it's not as nice, even though it's more, you know, camouflaged on the vehicle. The quality is a lot less, in my opinion, from my 2018 Subaru WRX. And this is a close-up of my rear view camera on my 2018 Subaru WRX. Now, like I said, it's not as camouflaged. However, I really do like this one because it does feel like it's a lot more quality, and the image is very, very crystal clear. Moving on to number 2, guys, the second thing that I really appreciate about my 2018 Subaru WRX is the roof rack hinges here. Now, there are 4 in total. There's one here, one on the parallel side, and there's another one over here and on the parallel side as well. Now, from my understanding, the 2015 to the 2017 Subaru WRXs does not have this, and this was present in my 2012 Subaru Impreza hatchback 2.0i. It is a very, very easy way to put on your roof rack to your WRX if you really want one. But for me, as of this point in time, I'm not going to use a roof rack. I don't have any camping trips planned yet, but it is really nice to know that a roof rack is very, very easy to install onto this vehicle. From my understanding, the 2015 to 2017s didn't have this, and so a lot of the owners who did have a roof rack, they had to drill into this black plastic piece here. So I'm very glad that I don't have to drill anything in my vehicle, and I'm very appreciative of having this as an option. Now, moving to the interior, guys, number 3 is something so simple. This is the door handle. So for the 2018, they've included an extra plastic piece here, and it is very easy to grip. In my 2012 Subaru Impreza hatchback 2.0i, this was not here, and so oftentimes it made it very difficult to grab the door handle and to be able to pull it in towards you. Now, something this very small in detail goes a long way in it, and I'm very, very appreciative of having just this little piece to be able to grab onto. And so the feeling, the texture is actually really nice as well. It is grippable, and like I said, the little small details, I'm very grateful for having Subaru to finally step their game up just a little bit in terms of the interior quality game, and I'm very appreciative of having this little small piece here. Moving back to the exterior, guys, the fourth thing that I really do appreciate and like about my car is this new plastic trim here on the front bumper. Now, when I first bought this car, I was actually opposed to it. I didn't like it. If you guys aren't already aware, the 2018 Subaru WRXs have a slight change in facelift. The fog bezels is changed just a little bit. The front bumper is changed a little bit. It is no longer a full plastic piece. There's a black trim now. And the reason why I really like this, that it has grown on me, is how easy it is to clean bug guts off of it. And in my 2012 Subaru Impreza, the paint was really bad, and that area was very susceptible to rock chips and, you know, a bug fest and bug orgy. So it is really nice to have this black trim here to be able to clean it so well. And like I said, it's grown on me, and even when I placed the license bracket on here, when I drilled it in, it was very, very easy, and I'm very happy and okay with drilling it because this piece can be removed and can be replaced very, very easily. It is not the front bumper itself that I need to replace. So it is really, really nice, and I really appreciate this little black trim. And plus, it gives my Subaru WRX a little bit of a face. Like it looks like it has a mouth. It kind of looks like a catfish to me. Last but not least, guys, number 5. I really, really enjoyed the new FA20 platform and its engine bay. Now, guys, if you have ever seen any of the older Subaru WRXs and the EJ motor, you can tell that the engine, it looks like it was crammed into the engine bay, and there's not a lot of space to work on this vehicle. Now, this is just a cover to protect the engine, the FA20 motor. This is the top mount intercooler. You have your typical OEM filters here. You have your battery. You have your oil filter up top, which makes it extremely easy to do oil changes. And if you look closely, it is so easy to just navigate and maneuver through this engine bay. It is just so easy to work on, and this is one of the big reasons why I really love this car, and I grew an appreciation for it. My Impreza was the FB20 motor, but the layout was essentially the same. And I really, really love this engine and this engine bay because of how easy it is to work on. You don't have to worry about all the electronics. You don't have to worry about breaking things, trying to figure out where things are. It is just very, very plain and simple, and it's very easy to kind of navigate through. Now, guys, that wraps up my top 5 likes about my 2018 Subaru WRX. Now, if you guys aren't aware, I've gone through a lot in my life, and I'm a very, very simple-minded person, and I'm very, very appreciative of everything that I have. And now, guys, you guys know I've waited 3 long years to be able to get my 2018 Subaru WRX here behind me, and I'm very, very appreciative of what this car does for me. Like, this car makes me really happy. This car is my, you know, my baby, and at the same time, I know what this car is capable of. You know, I feel as though a lot of the other YouTubers online who own this vehicle talk about the horsepower, the gains and stuff, and it's great. This car is capable of doing that. However, the problem is the human aspect of it, the error portion, where some people don't know how to cultivate the equation properly, and so of course their car will break down and stuff. So for me, I'm not hunting for horsepower. I've driven lots of slow vehicles in my life, and 268 horsepower is more than enough for me. So I'm not going to be focusing about horsepower. I'm not going to do anything to the performance aspect of this vehicle anytime soon. And however, guys, if you guys are looking forward to buying your own Subaru WRX one day, the 2015 to 2018 model, they're labeled or abbreviated VA models, there is one drawback to this FA20 motor. Now, this drawback is completely different from the EJ motors in the past. A lot of the EJ motors suffer from the ringland failure, oil consumption, and the rods knocking out and completely destroying the engine. And most people talk about how it's essentially a dice roll, you know, whether you get a good engine or a bad engine. Now, this engine is very, very sturdy, very stable, and it's very, very tamed. You don't have the Subaru rumble due to the equal length headers in this vehicle. However, the one drawback I'm going to be discussing about in the next video. So if you guys are interested in ever pursuing purchasing a brand new WRX, definitely stay tuned for that. Please give this video a thumbs up, like, share, subscribe, and I'll definitely see you guys in the next video.